you'd have to put a cold enrichment in to add more fuel when it's cold. Hydrogen doesn't require that. All we
It's
do
already
is,
gas.
Yeah.
Right? Because gasoline, you have to vaporize it. You don't burn the liquid fuel. So you have to, when its engine's still cold.
Oh wow, that's
it doesn't
running on
fully
all
evaporate.
hydrogen.
So you have to put more fuel.
That's his
into the
gas
light
tank
engine.
right there.
Right? Because gasoline, you have to vaporize it. You don't burn the liquid fuel. So you have to, when its engine's still cold, it doesn't fully evaporate. So you have to put more fuel into the light ends can evaporate.
Right.
So you can get the proper air fuel ratio. Because this is already a gas going in, right where it is.
We increase the RPM just a little bit based on temperature to give it, because of the cold of the oil and
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
else.
Doesn't that sound awesome?
Yeah, it's like regular
Perfect.
hot rod truck.
If you did, if I didn't let you see the tank and you got in it and drove off, you would not know.
Yeah.
Couldn't even tell where the tailpipes were. Now I can see the water coming out.
ED has affected my confidence. My wife, Sherry, says it doesn't matter.
Nothing. Literally nothing.
So what happens if this was running in a garage and you were like letting it run in there? Would you kill yourself?
No.
You could let this run in your garage with the door closed forever?
Yes, until it ran out of fuel. You could literally, I mean, you got temperature, right? Exhaust temperature, but excluding the temperature, you could put a hose on the exhaust, run it to a mask, and just stand there and breathe forever. We've run emission tests on it. We ran the EPA certification tests, FTP 74, FTP 75, and USO 6, which are the three key kind of tests to validate where you're at emission-wise. And there is no carbon. It actually, there's more carbon in the air than comes out the tailpipe.
Oh wow.
So it actually cleans a little bit of the carbon out of the air as it burns it.
Interesting.
Yeah, with the EPA test, they actually put the vehicle in a controlled cell and they look at everything that comes in and everything that comes out, not just the tailpipes, the evaporative, everything out of the entire vehicle.
Like you could have some gear loops built on a header and that would throw off the
light
test.
it
Oh,
off
yeah.
like
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to make sure you have no leaks. The engine in this is based on a 2014 Cadillac CTSV or a 2014 Camaro. So either LS3 or LSA. They take the government takes all of the emissions, it puts them together, and they come up with a number, and it's defined as a bin. This
Yeah, if you got
engine,
an LS3
when it was new,
engine,
was a bin
you could do
150.
this.
Lower numbers are better. So in 2023, a brand new Corvette is certified at bin 125. They've gotten that much better. The government regulations have changed, so you have to be that much better. Our first run with this truck with no catalytic converters, no exhaust after treatment, no tank evap because we don't evap anything.
Right.
Our first run was a bin 70. Wow. So we're that much better. Now, in 2035 is when today all the regulations are slated to change. And the requirement for 2035 is that they be a SULEV rating, which is once you get past bin, then you go to SULEV. And
Where does bin end?
bin 50.
50, all right.
Yeah, and then you go into SULEV, and it goes, 40, 30, 20, 10, based on some knocks that we get at a couple specific points. The heavy acceleration cycle, we know where those are. We're working to try to do them, but we have a backup plan that will allow us to be SULEV 20.
Huh.
So
Is that even from the combustion, or is that just like crankcase oil that's left on the cylinder wall?
we're not really seeing that, even when we measure for carbon. So our total seals are sealing up. They're working exceptionally well, and we have a little bit of an elaborate crankcase ventilation system that we created for this. But what it really is we have no carbon at all. We just need to control in a couple of finite places the NOx. Our NOx on our first run was 0.086.
I want that
The
kit.
system we're going to put in will take 90% of that away.
I'm trying not to ask questions that I think you won't want to answer.
I just won't answer.
What's the bin number or the SULEV number of like the best gasoline burning hybrid car, whatever, that you could, like a Prius or a something
Well,
like that?
If you separate, if you just do internal combustion engine, okay, because they calculate electric for emission ratings different than they do gasoline.
Huh.
So if you use anything gasoline based, I don't know of anything that's where we are today. I don't know of anybody that's at bin 70. There's some bin 90s, mid 90s
I
out
want
there,
that kit.
but that's some really small engine that's really limited on power and specifically targeted certain areas. But I think we're as good or better than any internal combustion engine in the world today.
And you're making over twice the power with an
Way
engine
more.
that's
Yeah, we're
fun.
The other ones that are making bin 70 or bin 80 or 90, we're probably 5 times the power they are.
Oh, so they're little engines.
Yeah, and we're doing it with no exhaust after.
That's the big piece, right? There's nothing. You've done literally
Headers.
nothing.
Straight stainless exhaust.
Right.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, it won't rust.
So that's the hydrogen part of it, right?
Yeah.
So hydrogen, it's impossible to make carbon with hydrogen. You have to induce something that burns that creates carbon if you're going to get any carbon out of this
Yeah.
truck.
Well, I guess probably somebody watching this would think, what happens if somebody rear ends you
They'll
and
be
that tank
fine.
pops?
Well, this
Big
tank is
tank.
DOT certified, so for crash. So this is what they make them in stage 3 and stage 4. This is a spun aluminum tank that's wrapped with carbon fiber.
Oh.
So if you were to crash it, it doesn't matter. It's
Make a like,
almost
subscribe, share, hit
impossible
thumbs
to
up, and
puncture.
subscribe if
And
you
if you
haven't.
did, it would just, the hydrogen would go straight up. This is actually designed for use in a bus.
Okay.
So they use them in a lot of, they'll put a number of them on the roof of a
Oh,
bus.
wow.
So,
But I don't know of
there's
any
a company
buses that run
builds
on all
these,
hydrogen.
And this one was manufactured in Canada.
It's obviously running on all
Interesting
hydrogen
story
with zero
when we
balloons. All right,
built
like,
this
subscribe,
truck.
share,
Of course,
thumbs up.
we'll
Thanks
take
for watching.
timeline.